could it be? For me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. We'll get to the Sleeper app here in a bit, but before we do that, let's talk about tonight's Thursday night football contest featuring two AFC East teams. AFC East family business. You know how the family do it. Two teams going in opposite directions, although the Jets are riding a season-high 2-game win streak. They've made some shrewd moves at the trade deadline to shed themselves of talented football players, but more importantly, build up a wealth of draft capital for the future with a brand new GM and head coach. So interesting times in New York, to say the least, with the Jets. But it's all about the Patriots right now and what they've done this season. As a matter of fact, I just felt my eye twitch, which is a quick reminder. I need to put my blue blockers on. So the Patriots are an ascending team in this league. Drake May in his second year has just been spectacular. And with his ascension, the rest of the organization has followed, right? I've always been a massive fan of Mike Vrabel, and his ability to maximize teams I thought that weren't as talented in Tennessee. And you're seeing that in New England now. They have done, I think, a tremendous job of shifting that roster from last year's mess to this year, spending a ton in free agency, probably overspending in some cases, but making a concerted effort to get better, bringing in guys that have turned that program around and given them a spark. They've drafted well, and they're an interesting team right now, man. Like, no one's really talking Bills. They're leading the AFC East, and they're not just leading it. They're dominating that division right now. They're up a full 2 games over Buffalo. And remember, they've already gone into Buffalo and won. Okay, so this Patriots team sitting here at 8-2. The next closest team in the division is 6-4, and that's Buffalo. They've already beaten Buffalo. I think Buffalo's 6-3, not 6-4. But they've already beaten Buffalo. And so they're way out in front of the rest of the division. Here's another opportunity, and this is the same opportunity Pittsburgh had, I'd say, about a month ago when they were on a Thursday night taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco in his second start as a Bengal. They had a golden opportunity to really distance themselves from the rest of the division and pretty much put the thing on ice. They failed to do so. A little bit different set of circumstances. Pittsburgh was on the road that night. New England is at home. They'll be sporting their nor'easter uniforms. These things are clean. I like them. I know there are some opinions out there about them, but as there are with every jersey that comes out that's different, that's an alternate uniform, there's always going to be varying opinions. I think these are pretty clean. I think these are dope, and so I can't wait to see them on the field. So it's going to be a fun game, and I think it's one of those games that because a lot of people don't know what the Patriots are doing right now. They haven't watched the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots have been on national television. I think this is probably their only appearance. That's going to change, right? When they play Buffalo later in the season, if there's a flexible game on the schedule, I could see them flexing the New England-Buffalo game into prime time. Don't know if that's a Week 18 contest or not. But if it's not, if it's, say, like Week 16, I could see them doing something with that game because the Patriots are a hot team. People want to see them. And I think a lot of people are going to be introduced to the New England Patriots tonight and what they're all about. And they're playing defense as well. So it's not just Drake May and his offense. They're playing defense. And so they're a dangerous team right now. They easily could be 9-1. Let me make sure that they're 8-2. They easily could be 9-1 right now. They should have beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game in which they lost by, I believe, a field goal, and they turned it over 5 times, 2 of which were going into the end zone. So This is one of the best teams in football that no one is talking about, and they've got the chance to be the first 9-win team in the league this season. Look out for the New England Patriots. I think this is going to be a big introduction to the rest of the world. Now, with that said, the Jets are playing really confident football for the first time this season. They've won their first 2 games in a row this season, and you know how family business goes, right? You know how this is conducted. Last week, we saw a downtrodden Vegas Raiders team go to Denver and compete like hell, and easily could have and probably should have won versus the Denver Broncos last week in a 10-7 loss. So just because a team record-wise isn't very good and they're playing against a team at home, right, that is good, doesn't mean that team that isn't good, that's on the road, can't go in and compete and win. We saw Miami beat Buffalo in this same division last week. Again, different set of circumstances. Miami was at home, and Buffalo always struggles in Miami, Josh Allen in particular. So different set of circumstances. However, you just can't count out the New York Jets when it's family business. That said, I'm counting out the Jets tonight. Patriots are going to rout them. And so this feels like a really good spot for the Patriots to flex their muscles and really showcase who they've been all season long as they don't turn the ball over. And that's the only thing that could equalize this game and flatten it out. This is a clear, decided advantage in the favor of the Patriots. If they just take care of the football and don't make mental mistakes, that's the only way the Jets can stay in this game. The Jets usually are the team that makes the mistakes. They're usually the team that has the penalties. They're usually the team that doesn't manage the game clock or situations well. And so if you just allow the Jets to be the Jets, you're going to win this game comfortably if you're the Patriots. If you turn the ball over, if you have untimely penalties, if you're making the mental mistakes, the drop passes, things that blown assignments, there's no Garrett Wilson in this game for the Jets. Like they're a struggling team from a talent perspective right now. There's nothing that should scare you on that side of the football other than Breece Hall at this point. You just need to go in and just take care of the football, and everything else will take care of itself. I can't see any way in which the Patriots don't dominate this game and win very comfortably. And so this feels like a game that might start a little slow, right? I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots moved it right down the field on their opening possession and scored a touchdown. It wouldn't shock me. It also wouldn't shock me if no one scores in the first quarter and it's 0-0 heading into the second, and then the Patriots start to take off. I could see both scenarios transpiring, but ultimately, no matter how this game starts, when it ends, it'll be a Patriots victory somewhere along the lines of 31-10, something in that neighborhood, 34-10. It'll be a drubbing. It won't be close. It won't be competitive. It is family business, so never count out the element of family members doing battle, but understand that this game should not be very close if the Patriots play to their level, and I expect them to do that tonight. So with that said, let's get to the skill game, brought to you by Sleeper.
The skill game, brought to you by Sleeper.
All right, so Sleeper is a fantasy sports and real money gaming app that focuses on bringing people together through sports and gaming. Sleeper has become the fastest organically fantasy platform in the world with over 10 million active users in 2025. I am one of those 10 million. Hopefully you are as well. And if you're not, here's an opportunity for you to become an active user of the Sleeper app. Download the link or use the link, in my description. There, you will be able to download this app. Make sure that Sleeper is available in your area, as it is available in over 25 states in the U.S. Once you've done that and you've confirmed and verified you are who you say you are, they're going to give you 20 free bucks. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to bet on anything. You don't have to deposit anything. Here's $20 for becoming a member of the Sleeper family. Here you go. As we know, you can do a lot with 20 bucks. That said, I would implore you to and urge you to use my promo code LTN. That way you will get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. That's right. It's a dollar for dollar match up to $100. So for me, I would just say the easiest way to go about it is to deposit $100. They'll match that, give you an additional 100 to spend on the app. That's $220 when you factor in the 20 they're going to give you just for becoming a member of the Sleeper family. You can do a lot of damage with $220. Trust me. All right. I've seen it done. I've done it myself. Speaking of which, I just had another win last night in the NBA. So I'm somewhat hot right now. Now, I use that term very loosely. This month is a lot warmer than last month was. I didn't win it all in October. I won twice in September, 0 times in October. I've already won twice in this young month of November, and I think it's going to continue. And I'm really starting to find my footing, but I have not won in the NFL space. My 2 wins in November have come both in the NBA. I have not won I actually have 3 wins this month. I have not won in the NFL space. So I'm looking to change that tonight. Based off of the way I feel today, there aren't many NBA games, only 3 on the docket. So I've been light with my bets today. I'm going to keep it light here with this Patriots-Jets game. So I'm just looking for the bare essentials. I just want to win some money. I'm not looking to win big. I'm not looking to hit it and kill them. I just want to win, right? So that's all I'm looking to do. So let's see how we can achieve that. So they're giving out Stephon Diggs at 41.5 yards receiving. I could easily see him getting that number. He probably will. But as you can see, if we click on him here, that's not a guarantee with him, right? If you look at his last 5 games, he's only eclipsed 42 yards twice. So I have no confidence that that's going to happen tonight. They're not dumb, right? Sleeper isn't stupid. They're offering this up because they want you to take the bait. Now, he may crush this tonight. Primetime showing, he may be on his best behavior. Drake may be looking for him, and he could have 42 yards on the first 2 possessions. Or it could be one of those nights where he's awfully quiet, he's not getting the football, and you just got, right? There's another promo in this one with Drake May's pass yards. Let me see if that still exists. Yeah, 249.5 yards passing. Now, if you look at this, Drake May has been over 250 yards passing 4 out of the last 5 games. And if you go back even further here, that's 5 out of the last 6 games he's exceeded 250 yards passing. That's a great boost to start your ticket at 2.1 in terms of the multiplier. As badly as I want to take that, I don't know if that's going to be necessary tonight. Now, will he exceed it again? When you look at the teams they've played against, Tampa Bay required him to throw the football. You're playing a high-octane offense. You got to throw the football and score some points to win. Atlanta, another team that you're going to have to score some points to beat because of the way that the Falcons were playing. That was a 24-23 game. Drake May had to throw it in that game. Cleveland, again, you don't have to score a lot of points against the Browns. They stink, and they were able to run it up against them. So you got to 282 yards. Maybe that happens against the Jets. But it's family business. It's a little bit different when it's a family member. Things change. They know you a little bit better. Again, I'm just a little apprehensive. This could easily be like the Tennessee game where he threw for 222 yards. You know, and that's I'm just gonna stay away from Drake May and the 250. Not that the Jets defense is any good. I just watched Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals cut through them like a hot knife through butter. But I just don't feel comfortable. I'm trying to win tonight. I'm not looking to kill him. Like, I'm not even overly concerned about multipliers. I just want things that I know are going to happen, right? So let's go back to the hot picks, and see if they got anything that tickles my fancy. Not touching Breece Hall. They got a deal on Breece Hall's rush yards. Not doing that. It does feel like Nick Folk is going to make 2 field goals. You look at, I don't think he's had a game this season where he hasn't made 2 field goals. I mean, look at this. Every week they kick field goals. And their head coach, Aaron Glenn, is one of the most conservative coaches in the league. So unlike a lot of these coaches that go for it on 4th down, if they get in a position where they can kick a field goal, he's taking the points. So I like that right now. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Travion Henderson scoring a touchdown tonight. I don't love that. As a matter of fact, last week he went off, had 2 touchdowns, and I know a lot of people think, okay, this is the beginning of Travion Henderson starting to kill it. I don't personally think he's going to start killing it. And so let me just make sure that there are other backs still. Let me see. I need to check to make sure he's not the only running back. Like, where is Ramondre Stevenson? If he's hurt, I know that Antonio Gibson is hurt and gone for the season. If Ramondre Stevenson is hurt, then I'm definitely going to have to fall back on my conversation. All right. Looks like Ramondre Stevenson is going to be back this week. It feels like he's going to be back this week. He practiced this week. We have no reason to believe that he won't be back this week. So, with that said, I feel very confident that Travion Henderson goes back to a regular role. And I'm confident. I feel really good that he's not going to score a touchdown. So I'm going to take him on the less. Let's see. Let's go to the anytime touchdowns for the Jets. They don't have anybody that, because I just want to take less. I'm not even thinking about taking more. They just don't have anybody that they would even allow you to take less with, other than Mason Taylor and Breece Hall, because those are the only 2 guys. I can't take it on Breece, because if they do score a touchdown, it's probably going to be him. Mason Taylor, if they throw for a touchdown, it's probably going to be him. So it doesn't probably do me any good and you see what the less is for that, even though I really don't give a ham sandwich about that. Let's see. I really don't feel like touchdowns are something that I even need to concern myself with. If I'm trying to win, touchdowns are the most volatile thing in an NFL game. So I want to go to yards, because Demario Douglas is a guy that I am high on with the Patriots right now. And I'm going to take the better of the 2 options between receiving yards and catches with him. He's going to catch the football in this game. Drake May loves throwing the football to Demario Davis in the absence, or Demario Douglas, excuse me, in the absence of Kayshon Boutte. So I am going to go very heavy on him right now. Let's see which one is better. Receptions, he's at 1.5, which is a layup. Let's see what the yardage looks like. 23.5, also a layup. I'll take the 23.5 yards receiving. He's going to eclipse that. 2 catches, he's going to do that, but I want the better multiplier. Let's see what the difference is in the multipliers. That'll help me make the decision even easier. Oh, they let me do both. That is shocking. They let me do yards and receptions. Normally, they don't allow you to do that for the same player. Okay, even better, because he's going to do both. All right, that's great. I feel really good about that. I'm not touching anybody on the Jets side. Although Adonai Mitchell being added to their roster, I feel like they would want to get him involved, but I did he even have any catches last week? Did he do anything last week? 7 yards receiving last week. Mason Taylor is the only guy that Justin Fields ever throws the football to when he does throw the football. Let me see what the receptions are. If this thing gets out of control, like Mason Taylor is the only. Again, if I'm trying to win, just stay away from the Jets. They're so volatile everywhere. Just stay away from the Jets. I've already done my one Jets obligatory pick, which is Nick Folk kicking 2 field goals. I don't need to touch the Jets the rest of this ticket, right? Let's see what else I can get into. Let's go back to receptions. So Stephon Diggs. I feel like I should just take that. What's it called that they gave out? That boost on him for the yards when they brought it down. I feel like I can take that. I hope they don't throw Travion Henderson the ball underneath and he runs for a touchdown. That's the only way he's going to score. He's not going to score a rushing in this game. At least I don't think. Let's see. Completions. Drake May with 19.5. So 20 completions for Drake May in this game. He hasn't had 20 completions but one time this season. So leave that alone. Justin Fields throwing an interception. Could that happen tonight? Sure, it could. He's also going to be sacked a bunch because it's Justin Fields. Who's getting the sack? That's the question. Kayla Von Chason has been killing it here of late. Harold Landry has not. Doesn't mean he won't get one. I'll go with Kayla Von Chason for a sack tonight. I like that a lot. Fields loves to hold on to the ball. See how many rush yards they got Justin Fields getting. He hasn't, since he got those concussions, he really hasn't been running. So I'm going to stay away. Excuse me. I'm going to stay away from his rush yards. I'm going to stay away from rush yards altogether. I'm going to check receptions and yards one more time, and then we're going to bounce. I really don't feel like I need to do too much more. Look, the Jets are going to throw the football, and they got to throw it to somebody. If Tyler Johnson's receptions were down to 1.5, I probably would take that. Because somebody's got to catch the football, but him needing to catch the ball 3 times is scary. That's how bad the Jets offense can be at times. Isaiah Davis is their 3rd down back. I could see him catching it twice out of the backfield. And we know Fields loves to check it down. He could also ruin my ticket if he doesn't catch it twice. Decisions. Added $80 to it. It's not worth it. Somebody, Bronco Kid said Stevenson is out. Well, that changes the way I feel about Travion Henderson scoring now. If Ramondre is back, when they get down there, they got to give the ball to somebody if they're going to run it. So I'm just going to take him off the ticket then. Yeah, that's too risky. So I will go Isaiah Davis with 2 catches. Somebody's got to catch the ball for this Jets offense. And feel like I need to do something with Stephon Diggs. Feels like he should be a part of this ticket. So I want to take the boost that they're giving. Let's see. Let's go to the boost that they're giving and see what that does. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take the boost. Why not? I'm going to take the boost. And I think I'm good right now. Folk for 2 field goals. How many extra points? Let me see what the kick points are for the Patriots rookie kicker. Let's see, field goals made for Bargales, 1.5. I don't think. Bless me, God save me. I don't think I'm interested in that. Extra points made. That means they would score 4 touchdowns. It's way too many, even though they could definitely do that. Kick points, 8 kick points. Could be 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns. If he only kicks 1 field goal, which is very possible, then you would need 5. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely not. Let's see, rush attempts. So Drake May has taken off and run at least 7 times in just about every game this season, with the exception of 3. They've played in 10. So, but 6.5 is a big number, and it would be just my luck tonight. It would be the night that he decides I'm only going to run 5 times. You know, so going to leave that alone, even though history tells us that he's going to probably do that. Longest receptions. You know, I love this category. I probably need to stay away from it, though, tonight. And I will. I just wanted to take a peek, see at what was there. Longest rush. I do think Drake May could have a sizable run tonight. That's 12 yards or more. I do think he could do that. And I do think he's going to throw for 2 touchdowns. Let's see if this adds or subtracts from. It didn't really add very much. Yep. I'm just going to stay with what I have. So I've got Nick Folk for 2 field goals, Isaiah Davis for 2 catches, Stephon Diggs for 42 yards receiving, Kaylavon Chason for a sack, Demario Douglas for 24 yards receiving, Demario Douglas for 2 catches. There's a promo, but I can't use it because I have the Diggs promo. That's $198. Sounds like a winner chicken dinner to me. Oh, Fields. Somebody said Fields under on the pass yards. Let's see what that number is. It's 136, guys. Yeah, he sucks, but come on. He can throw for 137 yards tonight. Like, all it takes is for the Patriots to miss a tackle on a screen or something, and all of a sudden he's thrown for 142 yards tonight. So, look, you probably aren't wrong. I mean, let's look at what he's had. So last week he threw for 54 yards. Granted, and context matters. It was in the rain, and so the Browns defense is really good. The week prior against Cincinnati, again, Cincinnati's defense is really bad. Again, context matters. He threw for 244. But against Carolina's defense, he threw for 46 yards. Against Denver, he threw for 45. Okay, maybe he's going to throw for the under. Dallas and the Bengals are the two worst defenses in football, and those happen to be the only times that he's eclipsed this number. Miami defense stinks as well. Otherwise, this man is throwing for less than 100 yards every week. Okay, you twisted my arm. You got me. Let's throw Justin Fields less than passing yards. Watch him have some explosive throw down the field in this game and wreck my whole ticket. But you're right. You got to throw that on the ticket. Just for the culture, you got to throw that on the ticket. So Fields less than 136 yards passing. Isaiah Davis 1.5 yards, 1.5 receptions. Stephon Diggs, 42 yards receiving. Kayvon Chason with a sack. Demario Douglas with 20. I feel like I should take that sack off. I know somebody's going to sack Justin Fields tonight. It would just be my luck that Kayvon Chason isn't the person that gets the sacks. But yeah, I'm going to take that off. Just because every time I'm the king of the one leg missed parlay. And it's because I'm always just that one pick too greedy. That's the one that would get this ticket torn to shreds. So I'm going to remove that one. And he's probably going to get a sack tonight. And when he does, I'm going to say, I knew it. But I feel so much better knowing that I didn't force it. Nick Folk, 2 field goals. That's going to happen tonight. Justin Fields. Now, I need that to happen early while the game is still in the balance. If they start getting blown out, field goals don't matter. Now you put yourself in a position where it probably won't happen. So I need those 2 field goals to happen like fairly early in the game. I need those field goals to happen fairly early in the game. All right. Fields less than 136 yards passing. Isaiah Davis with at least 2 catches. Stephon Diggs with 42 yards receiving. Demario Douglas with 23.5 yards receiving. Let me go to these Patriot receivers real quick. Again. So I'm going to go to these receptions real quick. Kyle Williams. No, I'm not interested in him. Not interested in Matt Hollins. Okay. So nothing there. And let me go to the receiving yards real quick. Just to make sure I'm not missing out on something. Simple and easy. Matt Hollins, he always make a big play. Every week it feel like 37.5 yards is a gimme, but I'm not going to fool around with that. Same with Kyle Williams. He had a big catch last week. Again, not fooling around with that either. It's not necessary. Yeah, let's just bounce with our $160. Told you I'm not feeling froggy today. Like it ain't no reason to take no massive leaps. So let's go ahead and bounce with this ticket right here. Feel good about that. Hopefully I'm cashing out for 160 tonight. So that is going to do it for the skill game. Brought to you by Sleeper. Make sure you use my promo code LTN to get you 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. So you can kill it like I'm about to kill it tonight. And I'm hot right now. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the show and clean this thing up. Get out of here.
The Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper.
All right, so that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. We will have the results of this ticket and some of the other ones that I may have done throughout the course of the night on tonight's post-game show after the game has reached its conclusion. So you'll see if this ticket hit or not, and whether I've hit on anything else, NBA-wise, etc. So that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Peace. And check out those new Patriot alternates, Nor'easters. They look like they're going to be pretty clean.